Greetings everyone, and thanks for tuning in for this paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be exploring a 2,145 acre county park located off Marine Avenue within the Maryland Heights suburb of St. Louis, Missouri, that contains a 320 acre oxbow lake from which it derives its moniker, which in turn stands as one of the most expansive natural lakes in the state, holding the title of being the largest park in the St. Louis County park system and rumored to harbor a range of restless spirits. Are you prepared to brave the ghosts of Creve Coeur Lake Park? Historically, Creve Coeur Lake was formed thousands of years ago when a segment of the Missouri was cut off, and while an earlier, smaller lake was formerly located just to its west, over time, this second mere would gradually dry out. As settlers began arriving to the area through the 1700s, a number of legends would form surrounding this impressive body of water, and these tales would eventually lead to the creation of its name, Creve Coeur, which in French translates to broken heart, a figure of speech often used in ill-met situations. Circa 1880, a resort was constructed on the lake's edge, accommodating a wide range of guests and events. In 1881, the Missouri Pacific Railroad would lay a line directly to Creve Coeur, while general shop owner and local farmer Jacob Stutt would construct some of the area's first lodgings, dance pavilions, and boathouses, and in 1882, the Mississippi Valley Regatta would be held on site. In 1889, Stutt would donate land for use in an annual county fair, a tradition which lasted around 3 decades, and later, an amusement park called Electric Park was opened on the lakefront. By the 1920s, the area would decline in popularity amongst civilians as it picked up traction with gangsters and local mobs, and by the end of Prohibition, it was nearly exclusively a criminal hideout. In 1945, Creve Coeur Lake Memorial Park was established under St. Louis County on 400 acres of donated land, marking its first county park, and from 1950 to 1955, the lake came dangerously close to drying up, during which time citizens were actually asked to gather up as many fish as they could, by whatever means possible, in an attempt to save the local wildlife population. Fortunately, through following seasons, water levels would rise, and the fish populace would return to normal. In 1969, St. Louis County would acquire all land encompassing Creve Coeur Lake. In 2001, the site would welcome the 18-hole Crystal Springs Quarry Golf Course, and in 2003, the Creve Coeur Lake Memorial Park Bridge would open to through traffic as part of Missouri Route 364. In the present, this lake remains open, and while it offers a wondrous range of accommodations for walking, picnicking, tennis, archery, and multiple fields, swimming and watercraft are strictly prohibited under the Missouri Department of Conservation, as the expanse is stocked with sensitive wildlife. Over its documented existence, Creve Coeur has seemingly always been shrouded in ghost stories and legends of the otherworldly, the most famous of which originated long before European settlement amongst tribes native to the region. The first version of this tale tells that some time ago, there lived the beautiful daughter of a chief who fell deeply in love with a French trapper. Sadly, it's said when she offered the trapper her hand, he was repulsed by her, resulting in her throwing herself from a nearby cliff into the lake waters below. A second version of this drama starts similarly, with the beautiful daughter of a chief. However, in this variant, she instead falls in love with a young warrior who she marries and begins a life with. Tragically, following a particularly dangerous hunting trip, it's told this warrior's party returned without him, and that when the young woman learned of his untimely fate, she threw herself from a cliff into the lake in despair. While we may never know how much truth, if any, is hidden within these tales, today, the cliff the young woman purportedly jumped from is known as Dripping Springs, and those nearing it have reported encounters with her full-bodied apparition, who is sometimes sighted wandering about, sobbing, or standing on the cliff's edge, most often under full moons, and a handful have recounted terrifying instances in which they've watched her form launch itself from above and plunge downward, only to disappear at the moment of would-be impact. Additionally, several parties of native descent have described encounters with this young spirit, during which they've claimed to hold full conversations before she turns suddenly, runs toward the cliff, and disappears mid-jump. Other tales surrounding Creve Coeur tell the whole of the park is haunted by the countless spirits of the many who have drowned on site, or by those who were murdered through the locale's seedier days. And those frequenting its bounds have told of disembodied voices and footsteps, of the constant feeling of being watched or followed, of unnatural cold spots in the summer, of encounters with threatening shadowy figures, of strange fogs that blanket the area alone, and of accounts from those who have survived drownings that have described feeling as if something was clutching their ankle from the water's depths. Lastly, several informal investigations have yielded high EMF levels, disturbing EVPs, abnormal battery death rates, and malfunctions with personal electronics. And parkgoers commonly report vehicles stalling out or refusing to start when they're ready to leave. Thanks for joining us on this paranormal pit stop. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Good night.